Hey guys, it's the Gundam Boy, and we are doing something a little bit different today. We're actually to be taking a look at the performance update that they're doing, the optimization update, whatever you want to call it, the make my game lag less Airhead please update. And we actually got a few different things. We have things for PC, PlayStation 5, normal PlayStation 5, because I guess that's different. And then we have Xbox. So looks like everybody gets a little bit of something here today. We have the high-end FSR, and then we have SR1. What the fuck does any of this mean? Look at that, Sakari's online. But I'm sure a lot of people are like, what the fuck is any of this supposed to mean to me? Like, what do I even know? I'll do my best to explain, because I barely know. I don't usually look into this kind of stuff, because most games I like to play don't need me to worry hard about the performance. Helldivers, this game. This game struggles. So we have things, what do they say here? Beyond resolution, we are introducing several features to smooth out your gameplay experience and optimize your GPU workload. We got variable refresh rate, or VRR, now supported for PlayStation 5 and PS5 Pro, which will reduce any potential stuttering from VSync without screen tearing on supported displays. For those of you who don't know what the hell screen tearing is, it's basically when your game starts to, wig out a little bit like this. Right here. So this is a good example of screen tearing. As you can see, there's like a different image in a completely random spot, and VSync is a graphic setting that locks your game's frame rate to your monitor's refresh rate so that it matches and avoids trying to show older images while it's processing. If your thing is pushing out like 100 frames or whatever and your monitor can only do 60, it's going to try and display two different things, and sometimes the screen tearing can get a little terrifying. VRS, which is for shading. This one is a little weird, because what the fuck is reducing shading? This is one of those things where it's like, reducing shading is, I think, just like the I don't know if it's like a lighting detail or something like that. Let's look it up. Okay, yeah, I guess it has to do with processing the game's graphics. Thank you, AI overview, fucking client. But this basically is supposed to help the game, I guess, process your stuff a lot easier without probably loading the entire backside of an automaton when it's not needed, or whatever they might be doing it for. I'm not sure how Arrowhead really does their shading, because we don't exactly get much of an idea of how it's implemented. But hey, it's shading, I guess. It performed better. Then we have dynamic resolution scaling, which is probably like the easiest one to understand, and it's that while your game plays, if it gets more intense on the performance, its quality drops down. It's like it keeps your frame rate stable while fluctuating graphic qualities. That's what it basically does. And let's see, increasing resolution to 1440p in the performance preset, and then on PlayStation 5 and Xbox as well, the quality preset. Okay, power saving mode. Doesn't matter for me. Then we have reduced latency for split-second reactions. It's NVIDIA Reflex, and then we have anti-lag too. Looking up a lot of stuff today. Let's see. Okay, accept all. Yes, NVIDIA. Thank you. So, Reflex low latency reduces PC latency through precise synchronization of rendering GPU and CPU. Shooting. I don't. What's the test here? Like, go up. What is this fucking? Okay, well, that doesn't help. that doesn't help at all. You gotta show both latencies for the comparison. I don't know what I'm looking at. I get to see with reflex off. Okay, well, that was a terrible way of showing it. Mouse latency 2.0, PC display latency 10.3, system latency 12.3. Okay. Yeah, well, that was a shit way of explaining it. thanks NVIDIA for showing crap. What was that? Yeah, I played a little bit. I didn't notice too much. You can boost my gaming's reflexes, but you can't boost mine. Now, I am going to take a look at what I set my settings to, but I just want to keep in mind for everybody that I have no background behind it, knowing jack about any of this stuff. So if you see me working behind a tech company store, just know that I lied on my resume. But when you do mess around with your graphics, do be very careful with it, because it's your computer's performance and you don't want anything funky happening to it. So definitely take a look at what your computer has and try to see what you should turn on one at a time. Don't do it all in one swoop. You're not going to find any of the new stuff here. You have to go to your display settings if you want to find it. And if we just go down a little bit, you'll already see that we have a bunch of different options. I was able to set mine to anti-aliasing for DLSS. I have my dynamic resolution scaling set to 75, so the target frame rate, right, will adjust to that resolution. as long as it's within the frame rate. And then I have variable rate shading, which I set mine to quality, which selectively lowers the resolution where detail is less necessarily. I have my NVIDIA Reflex low latency on with boost. Didn't really notice too much a change with that either, but with my frame rate, I keep it at 94, and then I have my VSync on just in case. And I gotta tell you guys, my game is performing a lot better since this update, and I actually need to test it on my girlfriend's computer to see if that one would perform any better, because she would stutter like a hog whenever it gets shot by a minigun from, you know, a bunch of country bumpkins coming out there. The overall problem with her computer was anytime we got in a massive engagement with the bots, her thing would stutter, her thing would freeze, and then she'd get frustrated, and then I don't have Pookie to play with anymore. Oh, and for those of you who might know, would it make sense to have the frame limit on and the VSync on at the same time? I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with the performance. Even when I was playing on the ultra graphic settings, I basically was bouncing between being at 90 frames per second and around the 80s. When it finally came to getting to actual combat, my frame rates would stick around the 80 to 70 areas, and it remained pretty consistent throughout the entire game, with a few moments of big stuttering. But mind you, I'm playing at ultra graphics. I almost forgot what it was like to play Helldivers 2 with high graphic settings on. Only if they had some way to tone down the bloom, because it's a little bright. It's a little bright, I can say. And the most I ever felt the performance drop down was when I was going up against factory striders. But as soon as they went away, the performance started to go back to normal. So maybe that's like a hint towards what needs to be adjusted in terms of optimizing. So I think this is a great update for everybody who may have been struggling to run on their PC. I don't think a lot of console players really felt this too much from what it seems like. I mean, it's nice to have a bit more performance on your games for everybody, but for a lot of us who were struggling before this update came out, I hope you guys are doing a lot better. But you know what? It's a nice small little update from Helldivers and Arrowhead. They will still have to add more. They need, I'm just saying, the last time they left performance alone for too long, we had Oshaune, and we had to go down there and fight with fucking teleporting stalkers because the fucking performance is so bad. But yeah, it's pretty good. Make sure you guys, again, try to figure out what your PC needs for your settings. Don't go off of my video. Okay, don't go off of mine. That's just my settings and it works fine. And then feel free to correct any of the settings you guys saw if you guys know more than me, and then I will be sure to spread the good word. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. And look at that. Don't look at that. Ah, I'm so poor.